During the time of this video being edited, I just want to say that this tweet literally just came out from Charlie Intel / COD Updates. And as you can read, it really says nothing. So, I was worried that, oh man, maybe this video is going to be like completely ineffective and everything. Nah, they still aren't doing anything. Hope you enjoyed this video.
He's wallbanging me. He's wallbanging me.
How was that wallbang?
I don't know. Keep shooting us though. Keep shooting me.
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I wanted to do a follow-up commentary on the ranked play situation because it's actually probably a bigger systemic issue than we first thought. Now, before I get into it, I know that, this is a very highly controversial topic. A lot of people think oh, is Ricochet working? Is it not? Who really knows? Unless you work directly under Bobby Cosby. What was his name? Bobby Kotick, right? Bruh. Unless you work under directly under that dude, you probably don't really know if it's actually working or not. Judging by a lot of the clips that we're seeing on Twitter and on Reddit and everything, and especially from the pro players, you got players like Parasite and a lot of pro players just saying oh yeah, it's 100% not playable right now because for the most part 75% of the time, if you're above Crimson or Diamond or something like that, you're probably involved in some kind of hacker lobby. The hacking and cheating in ranked play Black Ops 6 is completely out of control. I think what's really concerning about this is that Call of Duty basically lied to us. They told us that there was going to be these kernel level anti-cheats, these ping threshold changes, systems that are supposed to be, basically keeping the Call of Duty players safe. I dug up this post from Activision, I believe. It was a couple years ago, maybe back in 2022, back when I think cheating was big in Modern Warfare 2, Roman numeral 2. I'm just going to flash this on screen so we can all have a nice laugh together. But yeah, it's a joke, man. What is going on, Call of Duty, Activision? What are you guys doing? I'm not gonna say oh, I'm never playing rank play because of this. I know my limit. I'm probably never gonna get in a lobby where there's gonna be cheaters, but it sucks to know that the large majority of good players in this game, you're really sweaty players. You think that you're this dude going 50 and 14 in Call of Duty is sweaty. Dude, you have no idea. When you go into these ranked play matches, especially at these higher echelon levels, dude, that's when you experience people who are straight up no lives, okay?
You say it! What you say it again? Say it again!
Anyway, guys, before I continue on, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Again, we're aiming for 12K subscribers by the end of the year. I know we're only in the 10K mark here, but we are still growing slow and steady. Hopefully, these videos can help give me that little push, and hopefully you enjoy the gameplay commentary. First thing I want to talk about here is actually the shadow ban system, mainly because this is actually part of the cheating epidemic that's going on right now. And honestly, interestingly enough, back in Modern Warfare 2019, I was actually shadow banned for a little bit. I actually have no clue why. Maybe I did really well in a random lobby one time, but I don't know why, but then it was kind of gone after a week. It was very interesting.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am, how depressed I am.
Basically, a shadow ban limits a player's matchmaking ability while their account is reviewed for cheating. So, if the system detects you as a cheater, it's supposed to, big quotes here, it's supposed to put you in these shadow ban lobbies, essentially lobbies with other cheaters, or it basically just never really lets you queue up into a game when you set yourself up to be queued, right? If that makes sense, right? It's you're kind of banned, but you're still allowed to play. There's a couple of problems with this. First off, it definitely targets real players a lot of the times. I would say me that one time, if I was a better player, I know Scatmaster Fooly, a YouTube buddy of mine, I know that he's gotten shadow banned before, especially in the Black Ops 6 beta. I think that your higher skill players, they're gonna get hit with these shadow bans pretty decently often nowadays, right? And I know Fooly, I know he's not a cheater, It's a little annoying sometimes maybe, but he's not a cheater.
What did he say?
Imagine how bad you must feel. Imagine how scummy you must feel. Because if you're a high school player, you probably like Call of Duty a lot, right? And how do they reward you? By shadow banning you, by putting you in lobbies with other cheaters, or by putting you in lobbies where you just can't find anybody. Once you're shadow banned, players can either fall into a cycle where it's repeated bans over and over because people will report you. And that's a terrible, terrible system, by the way, too. Because if a bunch of people, if a 6-man just thinks you're cheating or thinks, you're I guess, hacking in some kind of like search and destroy lobby or something, or domination, they can just easily just all gang up, like report you for cheating and exploiting. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, the system, if you're like a decent enough player and you did well, and it maybe there's like a slight case, they might not even like have a human appeal look at it, and they might just be like, okay, yeah, the system says like this account got a bunch of reports, we're just gonna go ahead and send him like a temporary ban or shadow ban or something, and he could just have his account kind of like ruined for the next couple of days, like, oh, I just can't play Call of Duty. And I don't know about you, but a lot of people, like a lot of COD fans, aren't going to just like suddenly stop playing Call of Duty and just like give up. Like they'll probably either make a new account, or they'll probably just give up altogether and play a new game, right? There's not that many people who are just gonna, oh yeah, I'm just gonna patiently wait 7 days and not do anything and then come back and play like everything's fine. No, their feelings are probably kind of hurt, all right? It's a little tough to, you know, admire and play a game this much and then kind of feel like they just like shafted you, like they just, you know, they gave you the shaft. It's not a good feeling, okay? It's very a poo-poo feeling. Yeah, these are the main issues with shadow bans. They rely heavily on like people's player reports, and like we all know, COD players are pretty petty. You know, I remember back in the day, there was like a story where someone lost like a $2 like wager match or something, and then he ended up swatting, like sending the SWAT team to the other opponent's house. Like that's crazy, dude. How petty can you be for like $2? I remember like Thunder covered a story on this back in the day. But that being said, man, it's rough out here, okay? The shadow ban system, not great. Speaking of not great, we're gonna talk about the effectiveness of this anti-cheat system, because it's not effective, okay? It's frequently bypassed. COD's reliance on these anomalies, basically like, you know, oh wait, maybe someone just is permanently headshotting, or someone seems like they have walls. It's reported based on people, and unfortunately the system is very slow. And also, unfortunately, the ricochet doesn't seem to be working. If it was working, there's no reason this many people would be complaining about hackers in Black Ops 6. The sad part about this is that you can't even justify like, oh, it's like a 3-year-old game, maybe they just gave up. No, this game came out like a month ago, dude. There's literally no justification. Even like your old games like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, like there's no reason those should be hacked to shit too. Like those are fine, fun games. And it really pains me when I like hear about like, oh, Black Ops 3 is hacked. Why would you want to ruin that masterpiece of a game? You know, do you want players stuck on these trash Black Ops 6, you know, Black Ops Cold War, Modern Warfare 2? Oh my God, what a terrible ass game. Like, do you want players playing on these poo-poo ass maps and stuff like that, as opposed to playing on those goated classics like Summit, Fire Range, Slum, Standoff? You know, like, is that really the approach we want to take as a cheater in Call of Duty, especially those older school games?
You stupid.
I think what also sucks is that other games, Valorant, Fortnite, Apex, they're managing cheaters. You never really hear about this. Why in a huge billion-dollar company like Activision and now Microsoft, why are we still struggling with these issues like a small indie dev team would? Like, oh, we can't, you know, keep up with the servers, or oh, we can't keep up because of the cheaters, they're too advanced for us. No, this game comes out every year. The system is not like altogether brand new. I get that because it's a bigger game, there's probably like more and more inventive ways to hack and cheat. I get that. I'm not excusing it, but I understand why it might be like slightly more hard. But seriously, guys, like it's Friday morning at the time I'm recording this. There hasn't been a single like statement from Activision, Microsoft, Call of Duty, Treyarch, nothing saying like, oh hey, we're concerned about Ricochet anti-cheat like suddenly not working, or hey, you know, we noticed an influx of cheaters and thanks to your reports, we're working on it. We're gonna shut it down for a little bit. Nothing, just gonna act like everything's all together fine. Everything's okay, right? There's no issues in Call of Duty, nothing to talk about. You know, it's just, it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like garbage for supporting a studio like this. And I don't know. I'm not saying like I'm gonna boycott or anything like that. I think those days are kind of long and gone. Even if everybody who watches YouTube videos boycotted, like nothing's gonna change at the end of the day. So it's a little sad to admit, but it is true.
Oh, brother.
I think Call of Duty really has to change their approach, all right? They really need to implement two-factor authentication. They need to do random spot checks. They need to do manual human reviews, okay? As well as honestly, as nerdy as it sounds, they got to have some server-side analysis, okay? What is going on when it, like, someone detects a cheater? Like, someone thinks someone's cheating, they report him and flagged, okay, right? They need to go somewhere. They need to go to some person probably who reviews accounts. I'm not saying that they have to hire some IT nerd to sit there and just watch gameplay for hours and hours a day and then go home and stuff. I'm not saying they got to do that, but there has to be some kind of like, okay, maybe this dude has like 50 reports on him. Maybe it's time we hire someone to go check this out, right? Like, where's the quality analysis? Where's the QA on this guy, right? Same with these maps, right? Like, oh my God, like maybe these maps are not the best. Maybe these guns in Warzone are a little too OP. Like, there's just no quality testing and quality assurance. Like, where is that going on in this game, in this franchise? I know that Activision has the money to hire people to do this stuff. I know that people will do this stuff for free just out of the love of the game. I'm not saying me, you know, I've got better things to do than that. I'm not that much of a nerd, you know what I'm saying?
It's me. I'm niggas.
But this shadow ban system and the entirety of, you know, not just rank play cheaters, but I'm sure I can bet you money that cheaters are going to come to Warzone, okay? The Warzone cheating is going to be an epidemic. And when there's Warzone ranked come out, dude, it's going to be a hot ass mess. People are going to be thriving on those Warzone cheats. You know, you think that there's money in ranked play? Not really, dude. There's money in Warzone. LAN tournaments, getting invited to esports events, like it's gonna be chaos. And you know, if you think the cheating is bad in ranked play right now, dude, you haven't seen anything yet, dude. The fact that they can't even get it together in something like ranked play, where yeah, there's gonna be a lot of players, nothing compared to Warzone. Okay, Warzone, obviously, as you guys know, is the cash cow of Call of Duty these days. There is zero shot, zero opportunity that they're gonna get this Warzone like ranked mode fixed out and flushed out, where there's no hackers, no cheaters. There's zero shot that's gonna happen. Let's be real, okay? Let's be honest here.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
In conclusion, Call of Duty does some stuff well. I'm not gonna lie to you guys and say, oh, it's a trash game and stuff. Like, no, it does some stuff well. I say it every time. The gun balance, the way, the graphics, like they do a lot of things well, especially in this game. Multiplayer wise, it's just this blatant cheating, aimbotting, walls, hacks, you know, like I probably showed a clip in the very beginning of lunchtime. It's just bad and it's everywhere, okay? It's so bad, it's everywhere. They need something to be done. Please at least address this and come out with a statement or something, okay? Because I know that I speak for most of the COD community right now. Your system sucks, all right? You need to get that together, and it's trash. That's basically it, guys. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and let me know what you guys think. Have you played ranked play? If not, is this the reason why? And if so, how bad are the cheaters? Have you experienced any cheaters? I'd be curious to know in the comment section. This anti-cheat system needs some kind of update, man. I gotta be real with you. But that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Peace out, bitch.